watching this video, then I'm guessing you are struggling right now with overwhelm. Maybe you're having some anxious thoughts, maybe some anxious feelings and behaviours. Maybe you've got a to-do list that just doesn't seem to get any smaller. It just grows and grows and grows. Perhaps this is impacting on your sleep, your relationships, your work, your home life. Now imagine instead if you'd be able to get up in the morning and know that you can get through your to-do list that day. Imagine that sense of satisfaction that you'd have in the evening when you realise that you can go to bed without the stress, the worry, the anxiety of all those things on your plate. Your relationships start to improve, your home life's better, your work life's better. Well, I'd like to share with you some top tips on how you can overcome overwhelm. But before I do that, you might be wondering who I am. So my name is Jennifer Roblin and I am the founder of Better Your Life Anxiety Management. I've been coaching hundreds and hundreds of anxious people since 2016. So I'm hoping that I can help you today with some short-term strategies to overcome your overwhelm. So my first top tip would be have a look at your to-do list. What is it that absolutely needs to be done? And what is it that you can cross off? If you have a look at every item on that list, how urgent is each item and how important is each item? If you can put them in an order so that you know which ones you need to tackle first. Have a look at what the biggest task is, the one that's overwhelming you the most. Now, we can either break that down into smaller, more manageable tasks and extend the deadlines, or we can tackle that problem head on first thing in the morning. It's always ideal to take that biggest problem and tackle it first. It would be a bit like having a jar full of sand. If you filled it up with sand first and then put some pebbles on it and then put one big rock on the top of all of that, it won't all fit. But if you take that big rock and put that in your jar first, put the pebbles around the big rock and the sand around the pebbles, you'll be amazed at how much more you can get in that jar. And life is pretty similar. If we tackle the biggest thing first, it frees up a lot more of our time. It's out of our heads. It gives us more opportunity to focus on the quick, easy fixes that we can get done throughout our day. My next tip, are there any small jobs that you can perhaps multitask with? Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of multitasking. I think it's far more efficient to focus on one thing at a time. But could you go for a walk? If you need to walk the dog, could you listen to a podcast? What two things on your list would complement each other? If any, maybe they won't, but it's worth looking at to see if you can get a couple of things off your list at the same time. My third tip, forget perfectionism. Perfectionism is just another form of anxiety. We think it's a positive trait, but it's stopping us getting things done. How would it look if you got some of your tasks to 70% perfect and got them done, rather than be overwhelmed by them and finding it hard to start or finish or complete? Would that be better if they were just 70% there? Would that be achievable? Try it on a few tasks, because we put aside so much time and often we overrun, and that's why we're never getting to the end of our to-do list. Whereas if we can block out a specific amount of time that we think is reasonable, what would the worst case be if you had to put it down at that point? You knew that in 10 minutes, that's the job done, and you can just tidy up those loose ends and get it completed. Try that for a little while and see what a difference it makes on your life. I think you'll be surprised. Now, I know that these are short-term fixes and they don't get to the bottom of what it is that's making you anxious. That's hard to do on a 3-minute video. But if you'd like to discuss more about this with me, then please click on the link in the bio and you will see how to connect with me on a free discovery call, and we can see if I can help you with anything else. But for now, that's all. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.